Imagine walking into your local coin shop, taking out an old penny from your wallet, and walking out with $4 million. Sounds impossible, right? Well, for some people, it's already happened. The 1964 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny has turned heads and set records in the coin world, and you may have one sitting in your pocket right now. What if you do? What if this simple coin could change your life forever? Stay tuned because in the next 10 minutes, we're diving deep into its value, how you can spot it, and why this penny could be worth millions. Ready to find out if you've got a hidden treasure? Let's go. Let's start with the basics. The 1964 D Lincoln penny is a coin that was produced in Denver, and it looks just like the pennies you're used to seeing. But here's the catch: this particular penny, with the D Mint mark, is extremely rare. Unlike other pennies that were mass-produced in the 1960s, a small number of these 1964 D Lincoln pennies escaped the mint with a very specific and highly valuable error. Not only that, but the value of this penny can soar to up to $4 million, depending on its condition and the rare characteristics it holds. Now, let me stop right here and ask, have you ever looked closely at the pennies in your jar? Maybe you've just seen them as pocket change, but after this, you'll be looking at your pennies a lot differently. Now, how do you know if your 1964 D penny is one of the few worth millions? Let's break it down. First, the most important factor is the condition of the penny. The higher the grade, the higher the value. We're talking about pennies in mint condition, with every detail sharp, clear, and without wear. If your penny is a red penny, meaning it still has a bright, reddish hue and minimal discoloration, that's a sign it could be worth far more than face value. Next, let's talk about the double die error. This is the secret sauce that makes these coins so valuable. If you've got a penny that shows a noticeable doubling of the lettering or image on the obverse, the front side, that's a jackpot. Most of these 1964 D pennies were struck with a single die, but some slipped through with this rare double impression, and it's what gives them their extreme value. If you can find one with this error, you're sitting on a small fortune. Don't know what double die looks like? Don't worry, we're not leaving you hanging. Stick around, because in just a moment, I'm going to show you exactly how to spot this rare error yourself. Now, here's where the excitement really kicks in. What's a penny worth if it's sitting in a drawer or collecting dust? Absolutely nothing. But if you have a 1964 D penny in mint condition with a double die error, you've got a coin that could fetch up to $4 million on the market. Yes, $4 million. We're talking about the kind of money that can change everything in your life. Imagine quitting your 9-to-5 job, traveling the world, or living a life of luxury. It's possible, and it starts with identifying the right coin, but don't wait around for too long. Coins like these don't last forever. The market is always shifting, and the longer you hold on to a rare penny, the more risk you take. What if the price drops? What if you miss your chance to cash in? This is not a wait until later opportunity. The right moment to sell could be right now, before the coin's value decreases or before someone else beats you to it. Let me ask you, what would you do if you found out your penny was worth millions? Would you cash in, or would you let it sit there, waiting for the right moment to strike? Time's ticking. Will you act on it, or will you let it slip through your fingers? Now, I know you're wondering, how can you sell this penny for top dollar? Where do you go? What do you do next? Well, hold on, because in just a minute, I'm going to reveal exactly what steps you need to take to get your hands on that life-changing cash. But first, let's take a closer look at the shocking sales records of this penny, and how it's already changed lives for the lucky few. By now, you're probably itching to grab every penny you have and start looking for a mint-condition 1964 D Lincoln. But hey, don't just rush off and start tearing open your couch cushions. Just a quick question. Have you ever thought about how many pennies are out there that look like they're valuable but aren't? Yeah, I'm talking about those fake rare coins. Don't worry, we're going to show you the difference between a real gem and a dud in just a moment. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement, but remember, knowledge is power. Here's your call to action: go check your coins, look for the D to mint mark, inspect the condition, and see if you've got a double die error. Remember, this could be your ticket to financial freedom. Don't wait, don't hesitate. The market for rare pennies is constantly changing, and it could be the perfect time for you to cash in. Imagine walking away with millions, but only if you act fast. And if you found a 1964 D penny or any other rare coin, I want to hear about it. Drop a comment below and let me know what you found. Maybe you've got a coin that could change your life. Maybe you've just found your treasure. Stay tuned, because in the next video, we'll dive into how to sell your rare coin for top dollar and find the best buyers who will pay you what your coin is really worth. You won't want to miss it. Until then, keep searching, keep learning, and keep believing, because your wealth could be just one penny away. Like this video if you're excited about rare coins, subscribe to the channel for more expert advice, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on a coin that could make you a fortune. This is Pawn Stars Coins, and we're here to help you turn pennies into millions. You're holding a penny, a simple coin that's been passed through countless hands. But what if I told you that this very coin could be worth millions? Yes, you heard that right, millions. And not just any penny, this one, the rare 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you might just discover that you're holding a small fortune. But first, let's dive into this astonishing coin and what makes it so incredibly valuable. Now, let's start with the basics. The 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny is part of a very rare breed of coins that were produced in limited quantities, and most people don't even realize its value. In fact, it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint during a time when coins were typically marked with a mint mark to indicate where they were struck. But the 1968 no mint mark, well, it's different. It lacks that crucial mark, setting it apart from most others. Why does that make it so special? Well, you see, in 1968, there was a significant shift in how the U.S. Mint was handling coin production. For the first time in decades, they removed the mint mark for pennies produced in Philadelphia. A small oversight? Or was it something much bigger? This mistake led to a coin with a rarity that you wouldn't expect to find in your pocket change. So now you're probably wondering, how can something so small and seemingly insignificant be worth so much? Well, hold that thought, because we're about to uncover just how these rare pennies can skyrocket in value. Here's where it gets exciting. The value of a 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny can vary based on its condition, but we're talking anywhere from a few $100s for a coin in decent shape, to a staggering $3.70 million for a perfectly preserved specimen. Yes, you heard me correctly, $3.7 million. That's life-changing money, right in the palm of your hand. But here's the catch: these pennies are extremely hard to come by. It's not just about finding a rare coin. It's about knowing exactly what to look for. You may have come across one of these coins at some point and brushed it off as just another penny. But what if I told you that coin could be your ticket to financial freedom? Imagine how that $3.70 million would change your life. I know what you're thinking. Well, I've got a few pennies lying around, should I start checking them? Hold on a second, don't go grabbing that jar of loose change just yet. Not all 1968 pennies are created equal. It's time to break down exactly what makes this particular coin so special. So, how do you spot a 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny that could make you rich? Let's dive into the details of what you need to look for. First, let's talk about identifying the coin. The most important thing to remember is the absence of the mint mark. The 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, so it won't have that small D or S you usually see on coins from Denver or San Francisco. But that's not the only thing you need to pay attention to. Condition matters a lot. To be worth millions, your penny needs to be in pristine condition. You want one with sharp details, no wear, and no scratches. The clearer and cleaner, the better. Now, what if I told you there's a secret trick to getting your penny appraised for the highest possible value? Stick around, because I'm about to reveal exactly where you should take your coin for a professional evaluation. You don't want to miss this. Now, you're probably asking yourself, how do I actually sell my 1968 no mint mark penny for top dollar? Well, here's where it gets even more interesting. If you've got one of these rare pennies, or if you're starting to get excited about the possibility of finding one, don't wait. The market for rare coins is hot right now, and prices are rising every day. But you have to act fast. These opportunities don't last forever. Imagine cashing in on a coin worth millions and finally living the lifestyle you've always dreamed of: financial freedom, a new home, a comfortable retirement. It's all within reach if you know where to look. So, keep your eyes peeled, and remember, the next time you're going through your change, you could be holding a piece of history worth millions. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest tips and tricks for turning your old pennies into real wealth. And remember, wealth isn't just about money, it's about the freedom to live life on your terms. Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers. See you in the next video. What if I told you that you could hold a coin in your hand worth over $3.5 million? Sounds too good to be true, right? But let me tell you, it's not just a fantasy. It's reality. And that reality might be closer than you think, especially if you have a 1969 D mint mark Lincoln penny sitting in your collection. Now, before you dismiss this as some wild myth, listen carefully. There's a rare 1969 D Lincoln penny that's out there, and it could make you a fortune. This isn't just any coin, it's one of the most sought-after rare pennies in the market today. But here's the catch: most people don't even know they're sitting on a goldmine. Let me break it down for you. Back in 1969, the US Mint was churning out billions of pennies. But among those billions, a small number had a unique flaw, a rare error. And that error could be worth you millions. But how can you tell if you found one of these priceless pennies? The secret is in the mint mark. If it's from the Denver Mint, that tiny D on the coin is the key to unlocking its hidden value. You're looking for a 1969 D penny that could be hiding a major minting mistake. Could your penny be one of them? Keep watching, because that answer is about to blow your mind. That I know what you're thinking. I'm not about to spend hours sifting through a jar of pennies. Don't worry, we'll get there. I promise, it won't take that long. But trust me, the discovery is worth every second. So, what's so special about this penny? Well, it's all about the error. This particular 1969 D Lincoln penny has what's called a double die error. Essentially, the die used to stamp the coin was misaligned, creating a doubled effect on the design. This error makes the Lincoln Memorial, the date, and even the Liberty engraving look more pronounced and duplicated. And when that mistake happens, the value skyrockets. But here's the real kicker: you might not even realize you've got a rare one. Many of these coins are hiding in plain sight, in rolls of pennies you can find at your local bank. And even if it's not in perfect condition, this coin could still fetch you a small fortune. Now, are you ready for the shocking part? A single 1969 D double die penny, in mint condition, can be worth up to $3.50 million. Let that sink in. But, hold on. You may be thinking, that sounds like a lucky find, but how in the world do I even sell it? You're not alone. In fact, thousands of people just like you have discovered rare coins worth millions, and the best part is, they didn't need to be experts to cash in. They just needed the right guidance. Keep watching, because I'll show you exactly how to turn your old pennies into serious cash. Let me be blunt. If you've got a 1969 D Lincoln penny with the double die error, this is your chance to strike gold. The coin market is booming right now, and interest in rare pennies is at an all-time high. But here's the thing: if you wait too long, someone else will find it first. The longer you wait, the more likely your coin will slip through your fingers, and someone else will reap the rewards. Time is ticking. Every second that passes is an opportunity slipping away. People are making fortunes off of these rare finds every single day. But if you don't act now, you risk losing out on the chance to sell your 1969 D penny for a jaw-dropping amount, not quite what you were hoping for. Don't worry, we're almost there. This next step is critical. I'll show you exactly how to check if your coin is the one that could make you a millionaire. Now, here's your next move. If you're serious about selling your rare 1969 D Lincoln penny for the highest value possible, you need to get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service. Without that certification, you won't be able to sell it at top dollar. But here's the thing, getting it authenticated doesn't have to be hard or expensive. There are services that will help you with this process, and they'll guide you on the best places to sell. You don't have to do this alone, and trust me, once you have that professional validation, your penny's value will soar. It could be your ticket to financial freedom and the life you've always dreamed of. But remember, time is critical. These coins aren't going to sit around waiting for you to find them. So, are you ready to cash in on your rare 1969 D penny? Or will you let this opportunity pass you by? This could be the moment that changes everything. The $1 million penny might be closer than you think. The choice is yours. But if you act now, the wealth you've always dreamed of could be just a coin flip away. Subscribe to our channel for more insider tips, and stay tuned for more ways to unlock the true value of your rare coins. Because who knows, you might be holding the next $1 million treasure. But not just any penny. This is a 1980 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. It looks ordinary, doesn't it? But what if I told you this penny could be worth up to $3.3 million? Now, hold on. Don't scroll past just yet. If you have one of these, you could be sitting on a fortune. The clock is ticking, and today we're diving into how this penny could change your life forever. For most people, a penny is just loose change you find at the bottom of your pocket or in the couch cushions. But for those in the know, a rare penny can be worth more than its weight in gold. And today, we're going to talk about one penny in particular, the 1980 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Now, you might be asking, what's the big deal about a penny with no mint mark? It's just a small detail, right? But that small detail is the key to unlocking a massive fortune. Let me paint a picture for you. Back in 1980, most pennies were minted in the Philadelphia Mint and stamped with a P mint mark. But a few, just a few, were struck without the mint mark. This rare oversight has made those pennies extremely valuable, but here's the catch, they're so rare, they're almost impossible to find. It's like searching for a needle in a haystack. But imagine, just imagine, if you found one of these hidden gems. Could it be yours? Now, before you start digging through every penny jar you've got at home, let me warn you, it's not going to be that easy. If you think finding a penny worth millions is as easy as flipping over your couch cushions, well, I've got a bridge to sell you. But stay with me, this story gets even more interesting. So, how much can this penny really be worth? Are you ready for this? In 2019, a rare 1980 Lincoln penny without the mint mark was sold for a staggering $3.3 million at an auction. That's right, $3.3 million for a penny that's smaller than your thumbnail. It's incredible, right? But here's where the story gets even more intense. Not all 1980 pennies without a mint mark will bring in that kind of money. The condition of the coin, its rarity, and the collector market all play a crucial role in determining its value. In fact, most of these pennies are worth anywhere from $10 to $200 depending on their condition. Still, that's a huge profit compared to the 1-cent value you started with. Now, let's break down the specifics. For a penny to fetch this type of price, it needs to be mint condition, a proof coin. These coins have been specially treated, often kept in pristine packaging, and have minimal wear and tear. The more pristine the penny, the higher its value. Can you imagine the excitement of stumbling across one of these while digging through your old change jar? But wait, how do you know if you found one of these rare treasures? The key to unlocking this fortune lies in your ability to identify these pennies and sell them at the right time. So, how can you tell if your 1980 Lincoln penny is the one that could change your life? First, look for the absence of the mint mark. In 1980, the Philadelphia Mint didn't always stamp its coins with a P. If your penny is missing that mint mark, it could be the one. Next, check its condition. A penny in good shape, with minimal wear, is far more valuable than one that's been tossed around in your pocket for years. If it's shiny, if the details are clear, you're looking at something special. Make sure to keep it in a safe place. Don't just throw it back in the jar with all the other pennies. And finally, here's the secret: take it to an expert. There are coin appraisers and numismatists who specialize in rare finds like this. Don't just guess the value. Get it professionally appraised, and if it's worth something, get it listed for sale at an auction house or through online marketplaces. But here's the most important part: the right timing. You see, coin markets can fluctuate, and knowing the best time to sell is critical. In the next video, I'll tell you exactly how to maximize your profit and get top dollar for your rare pennies. You won't want to miss that. Now, I know this might feel overwhelming. But if you can find just one of these rare pennies, the payoff could be life-changing. So start looking through your collection, ask the right questions, and get those coins appraised. If you want to stay updated on how to turn your old pennies into a fortune, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because you won't want to miss what's coming next. Remember, opportunities like this don't come around often, and every minute you wait could be the difference between finding a goldmine and passing up the opportunity of a lifetime. Keep searching, and keep striving to live that wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed of. Finding a coin worth millions of dollars, sitting in your pocket, buried in your change, or hiding in a drawer. What if I told you that a 1984 Lincoln penny could be worth up to $3.1 million? Yes, you heard that right. A simple penny, one of the most common coins in the world, could make you rich, but not just any penny, a special, rare, and valuable penny. Stay tuned, because in just a few minutes, you're going to learn exactly how to spot this hidden treasure and how you can cash in on it. It all started in 1984. A time when the world was still recovering from the excitement of the 80s, a time when the economy was booming, and the US Mint was churning out coins for everyday use. But, something happened that year: a mistake, a fluke, a coin that slipped through the cracks of the mint's process. This wasn't your average penny. In fact, it wasn't even supposed to exist. You see, the 1984 Lincoln penny, which was struck without a mint mark, has baffled collectors and coin enthusiasts for years. Most coins are stamped with either the D for Denver or the S for San Francisco, indicating where they were made. But for some reason, a very small number of 1984 pennies were minted without any mint mark at all. Now, you might be wondering, what does that mean for you? And why should you care? Well, this tiny oversight makes this coin extraordinarily rare, and as we'll see, rare means valuable. But here's the kicker: it's not just any 1984 penny that's worth millions. There's a specific set of criteria that makes the coin worth up to $3.1 million, and I'm going to reveal those secrets to you. Here's where things get exciting, and a little bit tricky. The first step in discovering this hidden gem is knowing exactly what to look for. The 1984 no mint mark penny has one simple, but crucial feature: a lack of a mint mark. It sounds so simple, right? But if you don't know what you're looking for, you could easily overlook it. Now, before you rush off to search through your change jar, let me explain the science behind this mistake. See, the US Mint has facilities in Denver and San Francisco, and each coin they produce is typically stamped with a mint mark. But some of these 1984 pennies slipped through without any mint mark at all. This small mistake actually increased the rarity of the coin. So, what happens when a coin is rare? The demand goes up. And with demand, the price soars. But hold on, here's where the tension builds. Simply finding the coin isn't enough to guarantee you millions. In fact, most people who have found one of these rare pennies have sold them for much less than their true worth. Why? Because they didn't understand the true value. So, how do you ensure that you're not leaving money on the table? That's right, it's time to get down to business and figure out what makes this penny truly valuable. Stay with me, because here's where the real secret lies. the true value of a 1984 no-mint mark penny comes down to two things: condition and rarity. If the penny is in pristine condition, it could fetch a price well into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. However, for that coin to reach the eye-popping value of $3.1 million, it has to be in near-perfect mint condition. Now, I know what you're thinking: how many of these pennies are even out there? Can you really find one? Here's the twist: it's not just about finding the penny. It's about understanding how to sell it. Many people who have stumbled upon one of these rare pennies don't know how to properly authenticate it or how to get the best value. That's why knowing where and how to sell it is just as important as finding it in the first place. You see, the market for rare coins is filled with collectors, dealers, and investors who are constantly on the lookout for that next big discovery. If you've got the 1984 no-mint mark penny, there's no better time than now to cash in. But don't get too comfortable. If you don't act fast, someone else will swoop in and take the deal. This market is fast-moving and highly competitive. The longer you wait, the more you risk losing out on a fortune, and remember, you could be sitting on a goldmine. A 1984 no-mint mark penny could be your ticket to the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. Think about that for a second. What would you do if you found one of these pennies? The possibilities are endless, but here's where it gets even more intense. There's a twist in the story. Some of these pennies aren't just valuable because they're rare. There's another factor at play, one that could send the price of your coin even higher. Are you ready for it? I'm going to reveal that secret in just a minute, so don't go anywhere. Now, before I leave you with that game-changing information, I want you to think long and hard about one thing. You've got a chance here. You have the opportunity to find, authenticate, and sell a coin that could make you a millionaire. But time is ticking. You've got to act now. Make sure to check your coins, search for that 1984 no-mint mark penny, and be ready to seize the moment. Because once you've got it in your hands, there's no turning back. You could be sitting on a fortune. Single penny from 1988, yes, just a regular penny, could be worth up to $3 million. It might sound like a dream, but this is the kind of treasure hiding in your pocket. You might have one, and not even know it. Imagine turning a small, everyday coin into a life-changing fortune. How would that feel? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot this rare coin, and whether you're sitting on a goldmine that could change your life forever. Let's start by setting the stage. In the world of rare coins, there are certain years, marks, and features that make a coin worth a lot more than its face value. And today, we're diving deep into one of the most exciting finds in recent years, the 1988 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny. You might be wondering, why this particular penny? Well, here's where it gets interesting. Most 1988 pennies are only worth 1 cent, obviously. But this isn't just any normal penny. There was a small, but critical, mistake made during production. You see, certain 1988 D pennies were minted with a rare error, an off-center strike or a die crack, making them not only rare, but incredibly valuable. When these coins are sold at auction, they have been known to fetch prices in the range of thousands, sometimes even more than $1 million. Now, don't get too excited just yet. We're still in the early stages. But here's where it gets real. It's not just the error that makes this penny so valuable, it's also the condition it's in. A coin that's been sitting in your pocket for decades might be worth significantly less than one that's been carefully preserved. So, let's talk about the condition, and why this matters so much. Now that you're hooked, let's break down what you should be looking for when checking your 1988 D pennies. Here's where the excitement builds. If you've got one of these in your collection, I want you to take a deep breath, because this is where the magic happens. The most crucial factor here is the quality of the penny. Is it worn down? Is it clean or scratched? If you've got a 1988 D penny that's been handled too much over the years, don't be too disappointed. There are still ways to find value in it. But if you've got a coin in near mint condition, keep reading, because that's where the big payoff could be hiding. Here's something you might not have known. Even slight imperfections, like a misaligned die or an off-center strike, can dramatically raise the value of your coin. These little flaws are like hidden gems, rare and in demand by serious collectors. The rarer the imperfection, the higher the price tag. Coins with more significant errors can go for tens of thousands of dollars, but when the right buyers are in the market, it's not unheard of to see a coin go for millions. You might be wondering, how do I know if my penny has one of these rare errors? That's the million-dollar question. There's a simple trick. Start by examining the coin under a magnifying glass or a microscope. Look for any signs of misprints, die cracks, or misalignments in the design. If you see something that doesn't look quite right, like a smudge or an uneven edge, hold on tight. You could have something incredibly valuable on your hands, but hold your horses. Before you rush to check your wallet, let's go over a few more things that could make all the difference. Alright, you've checked your 1988 D penny, and it looks like you've got a rare find. What now? What's the next step to turning that penny into a fortune? Well, here's where the game gets serious. To sell your 1988 D mint Mark Lincoln penny, you'll need to get it appraised by a professional. There are plenty of numismatists, or coin experts, who specialize in rare coins, and they can tell you exactly how much your coin is worth based on its condition and rarity. But don't expect it to be a quick, easy process. Selling a coin like this requires patience, strategy, and the right connections. Here's the catch: the market for rare pennies can be volatile. Prices fluctuate based on demand, so timing is everything. But here's something else you need to know: when the market is hot, prices for rare coins like this can skyrocket. So, if you've got one of these pennies, don't wait too long before you sell. The longer you hold on to it, the higher the risk that the market could change and you miss your chance for the big payday. But there's a silver lining: no matter where you are in the process, you can still make a substantial profit by selling your rare pennies, even if the market isn't as hot as it could be. And with the right knowledge and strategies, you can maximize the value of your coin when the time is right. Keep watching, because I'm going to share some pro tips on how to sell your rare pennies for top dollar. But there's one thing I haven't told you yet. Stick around, because this next piece of information could change everything. Just when you thought you knew everything about the 1988 D mint Mark Lincoln penny, there's one final secret I'm going to reveal in just a moment. And trust me, you won't want to miss this one. This insider tip could be the key to unlocking the true value of your coin, so don't go anywhere. Remember, sometimes the treasure we're searching for has been sitting right under our noses all along. So, check your pockets, check your collections, and make sure you don't miss the opportunity to cash in on what could be your ticket to a wealthy lifestyle. Stay tuned, because in my next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to find other rare pennies just like this one and what to do when you find them. Trust me, you'll want to be the first to know. Until then, keep searching, and remember, wealth can sometimes come in the smallest of packages. You could be holding a small coin in your hand right now that's worth more than most people make in a year. Imagine this: a single penny, minted in 2007, could be worth up to $2 million. You might not even know you have it. But you do. Or you could. Stick around, because today, we're going to break down the insane value of the 2007 D Lincoln penny, and what makes this little piece of history so valuable. You may have heard about rare pennies, but let's talk specifically about the 2007 D Lincoln penny. It's a coin that, at first glance, might look just like any other penny in your jar. But there's something different about it. Something hidden beneath the surface, waiting to be uncovered. The 2007 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, and it was produced in the billions, just like the regular run-of-the-mill pennies you find in your pocket. So, what's so special about this one? Well, here's where things get interesting. In 2007, the US Mint made a mistake, and some of these pennies were struck with an error that makes them extremely valuable. The key here is the D mint mark, which tells you the coin was minted in Denver, combined with a rare error that made certain pennies unique, rarer than any other. Now, before you get too excited, we're not talking about a magic penny that'll turn into a gold bar when you rub it. But we are talking about a coin that could make your bank account look a whole lot fatter than it is right now. Here's where the excitement and urgency really kicks in. Imagine you're at a garage sale, or maybe you're just looking through your loose change, and you spot that 2007 Lincoln penny. You didn't even know it had the potential to be worth anything, but now you're holding it in your hand. This is the point where most people would miss it. They would simply toss it aside, thinking it's just another penny. But here's the thing, if you have this rare 2007 penny, depending on the condition and the error, it could fetch you up to $2 million at auction. Yes, I said $2 million. Let that sink in for a second. And don't let this moment slip through your fingers. The truth is, most people don't know how to spot this rare penny, and that's what gives you the advantage. If you're looking for the 2007 penny, here are the things to look for. The key error involves a slight misplacement of the minting dies, causing what collectors call a double die error. It's very subtle, but it's the kind of error that makes this coin priceless. But what exactly does this double die error look like? You'll be shocked to know how easy it is to miss if you don't know what to look for. Stick with me, because we're about to dive into the details, and you'll want to make sure you don't make this huge mistake that could cost you big time. So now you found your 2007 Lincoln penny, and you know that it has this valuable error on it. But how do you get it appraised? What's the process of actually selling this rare penny for top dollar? The first step is knowing the value of the coin in the current market. Coins like these fluctuate in value depending on demand, condition, and rarity. You'll want to have it graded by a professional, someone who can certify its authenticity. This step is crucial because a coin's value can drop significantly if it isn't properly authenticated. Once you have that certification, it's time to start thinking about the next step, auction. You can sell these rare pennies for huge sums, sometimes going for as much as $2 million, depending on the error and condition, but there's something important you need to understand. Most people, even those who are aware of the value of their rare coins, miss out on making a huge profit because they don't know how to properly market them. It's not enough to just know you have a rare coin, you need to know where to sell it and how to get the best deal. That's what separates the big-time sellers from those who get stuck with pennies that are worth only a few dollars. So, are you ready to cash in on that penny? Or are you going to let someone else snatch up that $2 million? Think about that for a second. Before we wrap up, there's one critical thing that could make or break your sale. Do you know the most important mistake people make when selling rare coins? Trust me, it's something you'll want to avoid if you don't want to lose out on a fortune. Stick with me, because we're about to dive into this game-changing piece of advice. Alright, here's the bottom line. The 2007 Lincoln penny is more than just a coin, it's a potential ticket to wealth. If you find one, get it properly evaluated, and sell it the right way, you could be sitting on a fortune. The key is knowing how to spot the errors, understanding the market, and knowing when and where to sell. Don't let your rare penny slip through your fingers, because someone else will be more than happy to take that fortune off your hands if you don't act quickly. You've got the knowledge now. It's time to make your move. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more tips on how to turn your old pennies into real money. Don't miss out on your chance to cash in and start living the wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed of. Thanks for watching, and remember, fortune favors the informed. If you've got any questions or comments, drop them below. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll talk about more rare coins you could be holding right now. Have you ever held a penny in your hand and thought, could this tiny coin actually make me a millionaire? What if I told you that a 1966 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could be worth up to $6 million? Yes, you heard that right, $6 million. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin so valuable and how you could turn loose change into life-changing wealth. Let's dive into this hidden treasure of American currency. But first, here's a question to ponder. When was the last time you checked your spare change? If it's been a while, you might want to start digging through those jars and drawers. You could be sitting on a goldmine and not even know it. Now, before we get into the juicy details, let me paint you a picture. It's 1966. The Beatles are dominating the charts, color TV is becoming a household staple, and the US Mint decides to skip putting mint marks on pennies that year. Why? To address a growing public frustration over coin collecting. People were hoarding coins, causing shortages, and the mint mark removal was an attempt to make all coins seem the same. But as we know, not all pennies are created equal. This small change inadvertently created one of the most sought-after coins in history. You're cleaning out your grandparents' attic when you stumble upon an old coin jar. You sift through it, thinking it's just pocket change. Then, you notice a 1966 penny. It looks ordinary, but something about it catches your eye. Could it be valuable? Now, here's where things get interesting. Most people wouldn't think twice about spending that penny, but a savvy collector knows its potential. The 1966 no mint mark penny is a unicorn in the numismatic world. Why? Because of its unique composition, striking errors, and historical significance. Stay with me, and I'll reveal what to look for. Here's where the excitement ramps up. Let's talk about what makes this coin worth millions. First, the condition. If your penny is in pristine condition, what collectors call mint state, or better yet, proof, it's already a candidate for high value. But that's not all. Look closely for errors, doubling in the lettering, unusual patterns on the coin's surface, or even an off-center strike. These errors turn an ordinary penny into an extraordinary jackpot. Let's not forget rarity. The U.S. Mint's decision to exclude mint marks in 1966 was a one-time anomaly. As a result, finding a 1966 penny in top-notch condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. And we all know the rarer an item, the more collectors are willing to pay. Speaking of collectors, did you know one anonymous buyer once shelled out $6 million for a penny? Imagine how life-changing that could be. What would you do with that kind of money? Pay off your mortgage? Travel the world? Buy your dream car? Keep that thought in mind, because we're not done yet. Now, here's the kicker. Even if your 1966 penny doesn't have those rare errors or isn't in mint condition, it can still fetch a pretty penny, pun intended. The coin's historical importance makes it valuable regardless. But, and this is a big but, what if yours does have those unique traits? What if your penny is the one collectors have been searching for? Imagine taking that coin to an auction house and walking away with a check that could change your life forever. Let's break this down. To find out if your penny is worth millions, you'll need to examine it under a magnifying glass or loupe for errors and unique features. Check its condition. The closer it is to mint state, the better. Get it appraised by a reputable coin dealer or grading service. Don't worry if this sounds overwhelming, there are plenty of resources to help you. And remember, the clock is ticking. Rare coins like these don't stay in circulation forever. Every day, more are lost, damaged, or hoarded by collectors. Waiting too long could mean missing your chance. Here's a question to leave you with. What if the next time you pick up a penny, it's the one that changes your life? Will you recognize it? Or will you let it slip through your fingers like so many others have? Don't let that happen. Take action. Start checking your coins today. Who knows? Your $6 million penny could be closer than you think. If you found this video valuable, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on discovering hidden treasures in your pocket change. Together, we'll uncover the secrets of rare coins and unlock the wealth waiting to be found. Are you sitting on a goldmine without even realizing it? Imagine this: a single penny, perhaps tucked away in an old jar or lost in your drawer, could be worth $5.7 million today. Yes, you heard that right. Not hundreds, not thousands, but millions. This isn't some fairy tale, it's the incredible story of the 1970 D. Lincoln penny, a coin that's rewriting what we think of as spare change. Now, before you go rummaging through your change jar, stick with me. In the next 10 minutes, you'll discover exactly what makes this humble penny so valuable, how to identify one, and how you can cash in on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But here's the kicker: the window to profit might be closing fast. Let's dive into the story before it's too late. When was the last time you actually looked at a penny? Probably not since the last time you accidentally dropped one and decided it wasn't worth bending down to pick up, right? Well, after today, you'll never look at pennies the same way again. Let me take you back to 1970. America was buzzing with change, both culturally and economically. But while the world's eyes were on the moon landing and protests, something extraordinary was happening at the Denver Mint. A rare error coin was born, the 1970 D Lincoln penny with a double die obverse. This error, caused by a misalignment during the minting process, resulted in subtle but distinct doubling on the front of the coin, particularly in the lettering. What makes this coin so valuable? It's a combination of rarity, demand, and history. First, only a minuscule number of these error pennies made it into circulation. Second, collectors, and yes, investors, are willing to pay astronomical sums for pieces of history like this. And third, its $5.7 million price tag wasn't just plucked from thin air. A record-breaking auction cemented its place as one of the most valuable pennies in history, but here's where it gets interesting. What if I told you that spotting one of these rare coins isn't as hard as you might think? And what if the penny in your pocket could be one of them? Stick around because I'm about to tell you exactly what to look for. Now, before we continue, let's play a quick game. Take a guess, how many of these rare pennies do you think are still out there, hiding in plain sight? 10. 50. 1,000. Keep that number in mind because the reality might shock you. Here's how you identify the 1970 D Lincoln penny with the double die obverse. Look closely at the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1970. Use a magnifying glass if you can. If you notice any doubling, like the letters appear slightly shadowed or repeated, you might just be holding a fortune. Now, let's talk about what to do if you find one. First, don't clean it. Cleaning a rare coin can instantly lower its value. Next, have it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service. This will authenticate its value and condition, making it auction ready. And here's the urgent part. As more collectors and investors enter the market, the demand for rare coins like this is skyrocketing. But markets change fast. The opportunity to cash in on this historic coin might not last forever. What if I told you there's another penny out there that could rival the 1970 D in value? It's true, but that's a story for another video. For now, focus on checking your coins. The next time you see a penny, it might just be your ticket to a life of luxury. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Take a few minutes today to inspect your pennies. And if you found this video valuable, like and subscribe for more insider tips on uncovering hidden treasures in your pocket change. Remember, one penny could change your life forever. Will you be the one to cash in? Where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Did you know a simple 1971 Lincoln penny without a mint mark could make you a millionaire? Yes, you heard that right. But before you run to check your jar of old coins, let's dive into the incredible story behind this coin and why its value could soar up to $5.5 million. It's 1971, a time of change and innovation in America. Amid the hustle and bustle, a small error occurs at the Philadelphia Mint. Coins produced there usually lack a mint mark, but that year, a batch of Lincoln pennies was struck with an extraordinary level of precision and rarity. The result? A coin so rare that it's become one of the most sought-after treasures in numismatic history. Here's the kicker, most people have no idea this coin exists. It could be sitting in an old jar, a forgotten drawer, or even in the change you got back from a morning coffee run. Imagine the fear of unknowingly spending a coin worth millions. It's like losing a winning lottery ticket. But what makes this coin so special? Its pristine condition, unique characteristics, and the sheer rarity of such a flawless specimen make it a collector's dream. Hold tight, because we're about to explore how to identify if you own one of these legendary pennies. And trust me, you don't want to miss this. Flip over your penny and look at the date. If it says 1971 and lacks a tiny letter below it, you've got a no mint mark penny from Philadelphia. But that's not all. To hit the jackpot, your coin needs to be in nearly perfect condition, with sharp details and no significant wear. Here's a quick pro tip, use a magnifying glass or a loupe to examine the coin. Look for crisp lines in Lincoln's profile and a clear "Liberty" on the side. Small imperfections can significantly affect its value, so every detail matters. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. How does a single penny reach a value of $5.5 million? The answer lies in the intense demand from collectors. Rare coins like this create bidding wars, driving prices to unimaginable heights. The thrill of owning a piece of history, and outbidding competitors, fuels the market. It's like an auction scene from a high-stakes movie. Speaking of movies, imagine this scenario: you're in a packed auction house, the bidding escalates, and suddenly you realize you're holding the coin everyone wants. The adrenaline, the excitement, and the life-changing moment are all within your grasp, but wait. Don't rush off to sell just yet. There's a critical step that can make or break your payday. Stay tuned because, in a moment, we'll reveal how to get your coin professionally graded and why this step is non-negotiable for maximizing its value. Grading is your golden ticket. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC evaluate your coin's condition and assign it a grade on a scale from 1 to 70. The closer your coin is to a perfect 70, the higher its value. You skip grading and sell your coin to a local dealer. They offer you $1,000, and you're thrilled. But later, you discover the same coin sold at auction for millions. The regret would be unbearable. Don't let that be your story. Grading ensures transparency and gives buyers confidence, which drives up the price. Once graded, it's time to decide where to sell. High-profile auctions, online platforms like eBay, or reputable dealers are all options. Each has its pros and cons, but for a coin of this caliber, an auction is often the best route. The competitive atmosphere can skyrocket bids, turning your coin into a financial windfall. Before we wrap up, let's address a burning question: how many of these pennies exist? The exact number remains unknown, but experts believe only a handful are in mint condition. This scarcity adds to the urgency. If you think you have one, act now. Time and market trends can influence the value, and opportunities like this don't come around often. So, what will you do? Will you let this potential fortune slip through your fingers, or will you seize the chance to change your life forever? Imagine the freedom, the luxury, the possibilities that $5.5 million could bring. But remember, this isn't just about money, it's about discovering and preserving a piece of history. Before you go, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories of hidden treasures waiting to be uncovered. And don't forget to check your pennies. The next time you hold a 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, you might just be holding your ticket to a millionaire's lifestyle. Do you have a hidden treasure in your pocket change? Imagine owning a single penny worth $5.3 million, life-changing money that could completely transform your future. It might sound like a fairy tale, but today we're diving into the incredible story of the 1973 Lincoln penny and why it's turning ordinary Americans into millionaires. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to spot one and avoid missing out on a potential fortune. Every year, millions of coins pass through our hands. Most of us think of pennies as insignificant, just a small, copper-coated nuisance. But what if I told you that one of those tiny coins, a 1973 Lincoln penny, could be your ticket to financial freedom? Here's the thing: most people throw away these coins or stash them in jars without a second thought. That's a huge mistake. Some of these pennies are rare errors or unique variants that collectors are willing to pay astronomical sums for. Fearful you might have missed one? Don't worry, I'm here to make sure you don't. Let's be honest, when was the last time you actually looked at a penny? For most of us, it's been since grade school when we tried to figure out if Abe Lincoln's head could actually talk. Spoiler, it can't, but if it could, it might say, "Check my mint mark." So, why is the 1973 Lincoln penny so valuable? It all comes down to rarity and condition. In the 1970s, the Denver Mint produced billions of pennies, but a select few came off the press with a unique error or striking flaw. These errors were so subtle that they went unnoticed for decades, and now they're some of the most sought-after coins in numismatic history. Now here's the exciting part: in pristine condition, these pennies can fetch up to $5.3 million at auction. That's right, a single penny could outperform an entire stock portfolio. What makes collectors go crazy for these coins is their historical significance and scarcity. Imagine owning a piece of American history that also happens to be a ticket to luxury, but how do you know if you have one of these extraordinary pennies? Don't go running to your piggy bank just yet. There's one critical detail you need to check first, and if you get it wrong, you could miss out entirely. We'll get to that in just a moment. Quick question: if you found out you were sitting on $5.3 million right now, what's the first thing you'd buy? Let me know in the comments. Now, back to the good stuff. Alright, let's talk specifics. To identify a potentially valuable 1973 D Lincoln penny, you'll need to examine a few key features closely. Here's what to look for. First, check the mint mark. The D on your penny indicates it was minted in Denver, which is critical. Second, look for any signs of doubling on the lettering or numbers. This doubling effect, also called a double die error, significantly increases the coin's value. Now, here's where things get serious. If you think you found a 1973 D penny with these features, don't handle it carelessly. Place it in a protective case immediately to avoid damaging its surface. Even minor scratches can drastically reduce its value. Next, consult a professional coin appraiser or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. These experts will authenticate your coin and provide an official grade, which is essential for selling it at auction.so. Could you be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it? The only way to find out is to start checking your pennies today. Remember, these rare coins are hiding in plain sight, and the next big discovery could be yours. If this video inspired you to check your coin collection, hit the like button and share this video with friends and family. They might have a valuable penny too. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on uncovering the hidden wealth in your pocket change. Together, we'll turn small coins into big dreams. Now, go grab that coin jar and start hunting. Your $5.3 million penny might be waiting for you. Jar of old pennies sitting around? What if I told you one of those pennies, specifically a 1978 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, could be worth up to $5.1 million? That's not a typo. $5 million. Imagine holding a fortune in your hand, but you never knew it. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot this rare coin and turn pocket change into a life-changing payday. Here's the thing: millions of people have these rare pennies without realizing their potential value. It's like finding a winning lottery ticket buried in your junk drawer. But time is of the essence. Coins like this don't just sit around waiting forever. Collectors are snapping them up fast, and you don't want to miss out. Quick question: when was the last time you actually looked at a penny? Let's be honest, most of us only notice them when they're in the way. But this time, looking closely could make you a millionaire. Let's dive into why this specific 1978 penny is so valuable and what you need to know to cash in. But before we get to the juicy details, let's talk about why pennies with no mint mark are so special. The 1978 Lincoln penny with no mint mark was minted in Philadelphia. Back then, Philadelphia didn't use a mint mark, which makes it seem ordinary at first glance. But here's the twist: not every 1978 penny is created equal. Some were struck with such precision and detail that they stand out to expert collectors. These are the pennies that fetch astronomical prices. Now, let's talk numbers. In 2023, one of these pennies was auctioned for a jaw-dropping $5.1 million. Why? Because of its rarity, pristine condition, and a grading designation that collectors dream about. We're talking about an MS-68 grade, basically perfection in coin terms. Imagine holding something that rare. Gives you goosebumps, doesn't it? But here's the burning question: how do you know if you have one of these million-dollar pennies? Don't worry, we'll get to that. First, let's address a critical mistake most people make when trying to evaluate their coins: the most common mistake is assuming that every 1978 penny with no mint mark is worth millions. It's not. The value lies in the details. Look for sharp edges, a strong strike, and no signs of wear. If your penny looks like it just rolled off the mint press, you're in business. For a professional evaluation, send your penny to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. These experts can confirm its authenticity and grade, which is key to fetching top dollar, but here's the kicker: the market for rare coins is hotter than ever. Values are climbing, and collectors are paying premiums like never before. That's why waiting could mean leaving money on the table. So, do yourself a favor, grab that jar of pennies and start looking. What if your $1,000,000 payday is hiding in plain sight? And hey, if you don't find the 1978 no mint mark penny, at least you'll have a cleaner junk drawer. That's a win too, right? Remember, life-changing opportunities don't always come with neon signs. Sometimes, they're hidden in the smallest places, like the palm of your hand. Take action today. Who knows? The next time you reach for a penny, it could be the start of your millionaire story. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on uncovering the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Don't forget to share this video with friends and family, because who wouldn't want to know if they're sitting on a goldmine? Thanks for watching, and here's to your journey toward financial freedom. Have you ever checked the loose change in your pocket and thought, this could be worth a fortune? What if I told you there's a 1979 Lincoln penny, with no mint mark, sitting in someone's drawer right now, potentially worth up to $5 million? Yes, $5 million. You heard that right. A single penny could change your entire financial future. But before you rush off to dig through your change jar, let me ask you this: what if you've already spent one of these coins unknowingly? The thought is terrifying, isn't it? Let's not dwell on the what-ifs. Instead, I'm going to show you exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how to identify it, and why time is of the essence if you own one. Stay with me, because you're about to uncover the secrets of one of the most valuable coins in the world. By the end of this video, you'll know whether you could be sitting on a goldmine disguised as a copper penny. In 1979, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies. Most of them bore mint marks, D for Denver or S for San Francisco. However, a small number of pennies were struck without a mint mark, likely due to a minting error. At first glance, these coins look just like any other penny, but their rarity makes them incredibly valuable to collectors. Now, here's the kicker: a no mint mark penny is already rare, but condition is everything. If the coin is in pristine condition, what collectors call MS-68 red or higher, its value skyrockets. Why? Because flawless coins from that year are almost non-existent. Imagine finding such a coin in your possession. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, if the needle were made of solid gold. But how do you know if your 1979 penny is the one? Let's get specific. First, check the area just below the date. If there's no mint mark, you're off to a great start. Second, look at its condition. Does it shine as if it were freshly minted? Or does it have scratches and discoloration? Even a slight blemish can reduce its value. Quick question: what would you do with $5 million? Buy your dream home? Travel the world? Or maybe, just maybe, you'd retire early and live life on your own terms. Keep that thought alive as we move on. By the way, isn't it ironic that pennies are often the coins we ignore the most? We toss them into jars, forget them in couch cushions, or even leave them on the sidewalk. Yet here we are, talking about a penny that could make you a millionaire. Life sure has a sense of humor, doesn't it? Now, here's the crucial part. If you believe you have a 1979 no mint mark penny, don't take it to just any coin shop. Many dealers may undervalue your treasure. Instead, have it professionally graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. This certification can mean the difference between selling it for a few $100s versus millions, but there's an urgent warning I need to share. The market for rare coins is highly competitive. Once a collector finds the penny they need, the demand and price can drop significantly. That's why you must act quickly if you think you own one. Remember, opportunities like this don't wait around forever. So, what if your penny is the one? What if this tiny piece of copper is your ticket to financial freedom? The only way to know is to start looking. Go check your collection, your old piggy bank, or that jar of pennies collecting dust in the corner. Because the next time you see a 1979 penny, it might just change your life, and if you're wondering how to sell it for top dollar, well, that's a story for another video. Don't forget to subscribe, because you won't want to miss it. Until then, happy hunting, and remember, fortune favors the bold. Imagine finding a simple penny that could change your life forever. It sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But what if I told you that this dream is a reality for some lucky individuals who stumble across a rare treasure hidden in plain sight? In today's video, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin with a jaw-dropping value of up to $4.6 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny worth millions. Act 1, the discovery. Let's start with a question. When was the last time you checked the coins in your pocket? If you're like most people, you probably don't even glance at them. But what if you're overlooking a fortune? The 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is one of those extraordinary coins that could be hiding in your change jar, your car console, or even under your couch cushions. This penny, seemingly ordinary at first glance, carries no mint mark beneath the year, setting it apart from the billions of other pennies produced. Its rarity, combined with a unique error in its production, has made it one of the most sought-after coins among collectors. And here's where it gets thrilling. Its value isn't just high, it's astronomical. But before we uncover why this penny is so valuable, let me ask you something. What would you do if you found a coin worth millions? Would you keep it, sell it, or frame it on your wall? Hold that thought, because the answer might change by the end of this video. Act 2, the details. So, what makes this 1998 Lincoln penny so special? First, let's talk about the missing mint mark. Typically, pennies are minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, with a small letter beneath the year indicating their origin. However, this particular penny has no mint mark, an unusual error that escaped the mint's rigorous quality control. But that's not all. What truly sets this penny apart is a subtle design anomaly on the reverse side, which collectors refer to as a wide AM variety. The letters A and M in America are spaced farther apart than usual. It's a minor detail, easy to miss unless you're looking closely, but it's exactly this kind of peculiarity that turns an ordinary coin into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. Now, here's the exciting part. This coin's value has skyrocketed in recent years, reaching up to $4.6 million in some private sales. Why? Because rarity creates demand, and demand drives value. Coin collectors are willing to pay a premium for this piece of history, especially one in pristine condition. Just imagine holding something so small yet so profoundly valuable. It's a thrill that only a select few will ever experience. Quick pause here. How many of you are feeling a sudden urge to grab your coin jar and start searching? Don't worry, we'll wait. Just kidding, let's keep going because the best is yet to come. Act 3, the payoff. So, you found a penny that matches the description. What's next? Here's where the story takes an exciting turn. Selling a rare coin like this isn't as simple as walking into a pawn shop. To get the best value, you'll need to authenticate it through a reputable grading service, like the Professional Coin Grading Service or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. These experts will assess the coin's condition and certify its authenticity, a critical step in securing top dollar from collectors. Once authenticated, you can choose to auction it, sell it privately, or work with a trusted coin dealer. And here's a pro tip: always do your research before selling. The coin market is filled with both opportunities and pitfalls, so knowing the true value of your treasure is key to making the most of it. Now, let's end with a bit of urgency. Rare coins like the 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln penny don't just sit on the market forever. As collectors snap them up, their availability decreases, which could drive prices even higher. This could be your moment. your chance to turn a forgotten penny into life-changing wealth. The question is, will you seize it? Closing hook. Before you rush off to dig through your change, here's a cliffhanger for you. What if there's another penny even more valuable than the one we just discussed? In our next video, we'll reveal another hidden gem that could be worth even more. So, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because you won't want to miss what's coming next. Remember, treasures are everywhere. Sometimes, they're just waiting to be discovered. Could your fortune be hiding in plain sight? Start looking, and you might be the next millionaire with a story to tell. What if I told you that one of the coins sitting in an old jar in your home could be worth millions? Yes, millions. Today, we're diving into the story of the 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a humble coin that could transform your life overnight. But here's the catch, only if you know what to look for. You're cleaning out your attic, sorting through decades of forgotten memories, when you stumble upon a coin. It's small, unassuming, and looks like any other penny, until you take a closer look. What you're holding in your hand could be worth $4.3 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But stay with me, because this isn't just a fantasy. This is real. But what makes this 2006 Lincoln penny so special? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about the no-mint mark. Most pennies from 2006 were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. These coins carry the respective mint marks P, D, or S. But a select few were mistakenly struck without any mint mark at all. This error makes them exceptionally rare, and collectors are willing to pay a fortune to own one. Now here's where it gets even more exciting. The current market value of a 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln penny can reach up to $4.3 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny that could buy you a mansion, a luxury car, and still leave room for a dream vacation. But before you go running to your coin jar, there's something you need to know. Finding one of these pennies isn't just about luck. There's a specific characteristic that makes them worth millions. So what is it? Let's find out. But before we uncover the secret, let me ask you this. When was the last time you really looked at a penny? Most of us treat them as pocket change, barely worth our attention. But every coin tells a story, and some stories are worth a fortune. The key to identifying this rare penny lies in its details. Look closely at the coin's surface. Is it perfectly struck with a flawless shine, almost like a mirror? This proof-like quality is one of the hallmarks of its rarity. Now, flip the coin over and inspect the lettering. Are the words, "In God We Trust," sharply defined? These are the subtle signs that could mean you've struck gold, or rather, copper. And if you're wondering, why would anyone pay millions for a penny? Let me just say this, collectors are a passionate bunch. They'd probably pay top dollar for a rare paperclip if it had historical significance. But what happens if you do find this rare penny? Selling it isn't as simple as walking into your local pawn shop. There's a process, and making one mistake could cost you thousands. So, how do you sell a coin worth $4.3 million? Let's dive into the steps. The first step is authentication. Without a verified certificate from a trusted grading service, even the most valuable coin could be dismissed as ordinary. Once authenticated, you'll want to connect with auction houses or collectors specializing in rare coins. These are the people who recognize the true value of what you have, but here's the thing, timing is everything. The coin market fluctuates, and selling at the right time can make all the difference. So, the next time you come across a penny, don't toss it aside. Take a closer look. Because that small, overlooked coin could be your ticket to the life you've always dreamed of. And if you're serious about turning your coin collection into cash, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join us for more secrets to unlocking wealth hidden in plain sight. Your journey to financial freedom could start with just one penny. Remember, fortune favors the informed. So, stay curious, stay inspired, and who knows? You might be holding a $4.3 million treasure in your pocket right now. A tiny, unassuming penny sitting in a jar on your shelf. You pass it every day, never giving it a second thought. Now imagine that very penny is worth up to $2 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, it's not, and today, I'm going to tell you all about the 2014 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that's breaking records and making people rich. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might just discover you're sitting on a life-changing fortune. When was the last time you actually looked at your spare change? I'm not talking about a casual glance, I mean really looked. You see, in 2014, a rare error penny slipped through the cracks of the US Mint. These pennies, missing the usual mint mark, became highly sought after by collectors. Why? Because they're incredibly rare, and rarity is the golden ticket in the world of numismatics. A coin's value isn't just about its age. It's about uniqueness, demand, and, in this case, a tiny, crucial detail that's missing. This 2014 penny defies all expectations, proving that even modern coins can be worth a fortune, but here's where it gets interesting. Not all 2014 pennies are valuable. So how do you know if you've got one of the golden tickets? Stick around, because in just a moment, I'll share exactly what to look for. Imagine finding a penny in your drawer, only to realize it could pay off your mortgage. That's exactly what's happened to a few lucky people who've discovered these rare coins. One of these pennies recently sold for an eye-watering $2 million at auction. Think about that for a moment, $2 million for something that most of us wouldn't even bother to pick up off the sidewalk. Here's what makes this penny so special. First, it lacks the mint mark that would typically indicate where it was produced. Without this tiny letter, this penny becomes a rare breed, almost like a misfit in the world of coins. But it's this mistake that drives its extraordinary value. And remember, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for rarities like this. Now, let me hit you with a pattern interrupt. Can you imagine showing up to a coin auction with a Ziploc bag full of pennies? Excuse me, which one of these is worth millions? It sounds funny, but the truth is, it's entirely possible. But here's the catch. Not every 2014 penny without a mint mark is worth a fortune. So how can you separate the ordinary from the extraordinary? That's where the fine details come into play, and I'll walk you through it step by step. If you've made it this far, you're probably asking yourself, do I have one of these pennies? Here's what you need to do, grab your loose change and start looking. Focus on 2014 pennies, and check for the absence of a mint mark. Then, examine the coin's condition. The most valuable coins are in pristine, uncirculated condition, often found in old coin rolls or tucked away in forgotten collections. Let me add a cliffhanger, but there's one more secret that could skyrocket your coin's value even further. And no, it's not just the missing mint mark. There's a tiny, almost imperceptible feature that can turn your rare penny into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. What is it? Well, you'll need an expert evaluation to find out. So, what are you waiting for? Every second you hesitate could be a missed opportunity. Go through your spare change, search your old jars, and don't overlook that dusty coin collection in the attic. Remember, the journey to wealth can start with something as small as a penny, and if you found something that looks promising, consult a professional appraiser or send it to a trusted grading service for verification. This tiny step could be your gateway to living the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. Are you sitting on a goldmine and don't even know it? What if I told you that a single 2020 Lincoln penny could be worth up to $1 million? Yes, you heard that right, one penny, one coin, that could change your life forever. Stick around to the end, because I'll reveal exactly how to spot it, and how much you could be missing out on. But trust me, if you don't pay attention now, you could lose your chance. In the world of rare coins, there's a hidden treasure that most people have no clue about. In 2020, the US Mint released what many consider to be one of the most underappreciated pennies in circulation, the 2020 Lincoln penny. Now, don't just toss that penny back into your change jar yet. Hold on, this isn't just any ordinary coin. You see, the 2020 penny has a specific, subtle error that could make it worth thousands or even millions of dollars. Most people think a penny is just that, a penny. But in reality, these small treasures can hold immense value, and it's not just because of the coin's face. It's what's hiding beneath the surface, the rare minting error that could put you in the millionaires club. So, what's the catch? Well, the 2020 D Lincoln penny features an error that only a trained eye can spot. This error happens because of an issue with the die used to strike the penny, causing an engraving mistake. But here's the kicker, most of the population will never recognize it. Are you still holding on to your 2020 D penny? If you are, keep watching because you may be about to discover a treasure worth more than a house, a car, or even your entire life savings. Now, let's talk about the market. There's a growing demand for rare and valuable pennies, and it's only intensifying. You might be thinking, who's going to buy a penny for $1 million? Well, let me tell you this, collectors, investors, and numismatists are out there, ready to pay top dollar for these kinds of coins. The 2020 D penny error is becoming more and more sought after as news spreads about its potential value. But here's the problem, only a few have been found so far, which means that if you find one, you've got a rare piece of history in your hands. Let's break it down. The most valuable 2020 D pennies are those that feature a specific error, and finding one in near perfect condition only increases its worth. So how do you spot it? Well, you'll need to inspect the coin under magnification. Look carefully for the telltale signs of a misplaced minting die, which can cause the design to appear blurry, misaligned, or even smudged. Even a small error could send its value skyrocketing. Now, let's pause for a moment. I know what you're thinking, it's just a penny. Why would anyone care? Trust me, once you've seen the prices these coins can fetch, you'll start to understand. And remember, if you find this coin in mint condition, you could be sitting on $1 million mistake, but there's more to this than just finding a rare penny. The timing of when you sell is crucial. The market for rare pennies is constantly changing. The demand for the 2020 D Lincoln penny is at a high, but this could change overnight. You need to act fast and make sure you know exactly how to sell it to get the best return. If you wait too long, the market could shift, and you might miss out on the potential for big profits. Now here's where the real excitement comes in. Imagine finding this penny. It's not just about holding on to it, it's about selling it at the right time, to the right buyer. Here's the thing, rare coin collectors and investors don't just want any coin, they want the coin that's the rarest of the rare. And right now, the 2020 D Lincoln penny is in high demand. So, what does that mean for you? It means that you have a golden opportunity to sell at an incredible price. Let's talk about the market value. The potential value of a 2020 D penny with this rare error is mind-blowing. In perfect condition, you could be looking at a value of $1 million. Yes, I'm not kidding. If you have the right error on your penny and it's in top condition, you could be the next person to cash in on this lucrative opportunity. But here's the catch, this window of opportunity won't last forever. As more coins are discovered, the value could drop, and the competition to sell them at top dollar will increase. So, don't wait too long to act. Right now, this could be your golden ticket to a lifestyle of wealth and success. So, what should you do right now to increase your chances of finding and selling this penny for its true worth? Here's your action plan. First, go through your spare change, your piggy banks, and your coin jars. Look for the 2020 D penny and inspect it carefully. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to check for the minting error. If you find it, don't just throw it into a collection or sell it haphazardly. Get it appraised, check with top buyers, and be smart about where and when you sell. But, there's one crucial element I haven't mentioned yet, and it's going to blow your mind. The real secret to making sure you get top dollar for your 2020 D Lincoln penny is coming up in just a few moments. So, keep watching, I'll share that game-changing tip right after this quick break. Don't go anywhere, you're about to discover the key that will unlock the true value of your rare coin. Stay tuned. If you want more tips on how to spot hidden gems in your change, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Because your next rare find could be worth a fortune, and you won't want to miss out. See you in the next video.